Today I have one of my favorite micro brands in this package. Actually, there's two watches. Let's get into it. Okay, that was a lot of bubble wrap, and I'm not exactly sure why, because the watches were these great watch pods, which I have used personally for years. Let's see what's in here. I've been waiting to see this one for a while. Beautiful. And in here, oh wow, that is even nicer than I was expecting. Which one should we review today? This one or this one? Let's go with this one. So this is the 1918 Vario, and I have been so excited to get my hands on this one. It's a really unique watch because you may have noticed that it doesn't exactly align like most watches do, and for this, that's a good thing. The whole idea about this is that when it's on your wrist, you can easily check it at a glance. It's always facing in the right direction. You don't have to pull your arm in front of you, especially if you're gripping the steering for that airplane that you're flying. Now, I don't fly airplanes, but I sure like cool watches, especially vintage watches. I think out of all of his watches, this is the one I've been waiting for with the most anticipation. It is such a cool design, and these are really hard to find in good condition on the vintage market for a good price. I love this because you get that historic look, that historic feel with some modern touches to it. For example, that modern logo there, and of course a modern movement. Now, I'm not exactly sure what movement is in this, but why don't we pull off this really cool bun strap and take a look. Boy, that is a beautiful movement. Take a look at that. I like how Ivan proudly put Singapore on that case back. 5 ATM, stainless steel, mechanical, sapphire. I'm not sure what that at the top is. It looks like a date. I'll have to explore that. Now, the lugs on this are fixed, as we're used to seeing with Vario watches, which I would prefer the open style like I have on my Hamilton Navy, but that's all right. It works. At least you know it's never going to come off. And boy, they make great bun straps, don't they, here at Vario? Now, why don't we take a look at if this thing fits on my wrist? Okay, unlike the 1945 D12, this one fits quite nicely on my wrist. That bun strap adds a little bit of extra bulk, which I like when you have an 8.5 inch wrist, and the dial size really gives this thing a lot of wrist presence. Now let's take a look at the dimensions. The dimensions are a little deceiving because it reads as a 39.6, but if you notice, that case really sort of pops out in the middle. And so while it might technically be 39.5, 39.6, it really feels more like a 38. And then of course that dial is quite large, coming in around 33.5 millimeters. Now visually speaking, the lugs don't contribute a whole lot to the appearance of this watch, but they are 46, which is a very wearable size. So while this watch might look a little bit bigger in its appearance, it's going to wear really well. Just out of curiosity, because that crown is a pretty prominent feature on this, it comes in at around 6 millimeters. And slipping in under that bun, it's a relatively thin 12 millimeters thick. And part of that bulk is going to come from that domed sapphire crystal. It's not a huge dome, but it is really nice and adds a really nice touch to what is a beautiful watch. Taking a closer look at that dial, you can check out those beautiful hands. Very well designed. That red seconds hand, I kind of wish this had a red 12, much like a previous version in a similar style watch that they've had. But this is still pretty great. It's crisp, it's clean. The outline on the numbers help them to really stand out. Everything is just nice and crisp and clean. I really like this watch. If you're looking for more great, affordable watch content, then why not check out one of these videos down below.